Hello and welcome to the Greenfield Public Schools School Committee Budget Policy Subcommittee meeting. We'll call the meeting to order with the roll call. Amy Proietti.
Here.
Glenn Johnson-Musad, I am here, and Elizabeth Deneve is not here today. But we have a quorum and we call the meeting to order at 11:01 a.m. And first item on our agenda is public comment, but seeing no members of the public present, we can move on to approval of minutes from March 16, 2023.
I make a motion to approve the minutes from March 16th.
I will second. Any discussion?
None from me.
All right, let's vote. Amy?
Yes.
I'm a yes, so they pass. And we're moving on to review the condom policy. And Christy, maybe you can cue this up for us.
Yes, I have. I did ask Lauren to include a link to the full judicial decision. And yep. I spoke with one of our attorneys who reviewed the case with me. And she said that I outlined what procedures I had talked about at the school committee meeting. Mm-hmm. So we are not required by this decision. We do not even have to allow for a parental opt-out.
Yep.
Nor are we required to provide counseling to students if they choose to take condoms. Our students do take health. They learn about contraception. They learn, I believe, what I have been told is even the mechanics of using condoms. So it's not by the time they're, in 9th grade, they're getting some counseling via the health curriculum. But they're not required to participate in it. The nurse can offer it. So she said that our plan was solid, and that it actually provided more option, more choice for families than required. That was a suggestion that I made from an administrative implementation standpoint around allowing a parental opt-out. That obviously is up to you folks.
I'm forgetting. I know that member Deneve brought up in our monthly meeting this case, and I'm not remembering if she was concerned we would be violating it, or if she just wanted us to look into it. Can someone refresh my memory if there was like a concern there about the policy?
I don't know, Glenn, what was your perception there?
I don't remember the details, but here's what I'm guessing is that since the ruling kind of allows for the condom policy to happen without parental consent, and since having an opt-in or an opt-out for parents would probably reduce availability of condoms, I'm guessing that Member Neve was pointing to this as a way of saying we can really open this up and make them available without concern for parental opt-in or opt-out. So,
one thing I want to just clarify is the procedure that I outlined did not include an opt-in.
Right. It was opt-out.
So it would just be a process for your consideration to allow an opt-out. I think, there's two from my standpoint, parent standpoint. I would expect if I told my child I do or do not want you to engage in this optional process, that my parental discussion would be honored if she knew what was good for her. But that. So sort of the question is, do we leave it to parents to talk with their kids about, I am fine if you engage in this, I do not want you to participate in this, and then assume that that is what's happening? That is just, I provided a potential procedure, but you know, the policy can allow, just as I somewhat, you know, tongue in cheek said, as far as we can, you know, put them in a bowl on the counter. I don't have a personal opinion about this in terms of my employment in any way. So it's completely up to you folks how you'd like to do it. I didn't get the impression from the full committee that there was objection to this.
Not at all.
And I can't imagine there would be community objection either in Greenfield to having a pretty wide open policy. But that is a leap that it's just a conventional wisdom kind of leap. I've never
haven't
polled
gotten
anybody or
any
even talked to anybody.
I haven't gotten communication from any parents about it since it was
Yeah.
on the committee.
No one's talked to me about it either. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my preference would be to just make them available and not have the opt-out and let parents have discussions with their children about whether they want them to be using them or not.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree.
I would like the administration to reserve the right to restrict them from any child who chooses to blow them up like a balloon.
Well, I think the policy makes it clear that this is being made available for public health issues, so that would be a misuse of the condoms and the condom policy.
I agree, but you know, given our bathroom issues, I'd like to just throw it out there that
Absolutely, yes.
everything is a possibility right now.
Yeah,
So,
right.
okay, so I would say there's basically no procedure now that would be required because we'll just have them.
Yeah, scatter them about.
Passes the committee, then we'll just, you know, like, I'll talk to Derek and he and his staff can figure out where they will be.
Great, that sounds terrific. Yeah, I'm sure they'll have the best thoughts about that. We don't need to
Can
get.
I assume that after it goes to full committee next week, if it does pass, can I assume that you would like for me to communicate it out to parents in like the parent update? And do you want this to start now?
I think, yeah, to start as soon as we pass the policy next week would be great, like Thursday, you know.
We'll have to get some.
Yeah, yep. Well,
Is
Don't
that
you know,
something that
have them.
does the health department have them? I think they do.
Oh, I'll check.
the health department or Tapestry House.
Tapestry would definitely have them, yes.
I'd be happy to have an additional distribution site, so.
Yeah, we'll figure that part out, but
Yeah,
we're
great,
good to the full committee for a final read.
terrific, excellent. Yeah.
All right. Are we?
We don't need a vote today, Glenn.
Doesn't sound like it, no, because the procedures really lie within the superintendent's. I mean, thank you for asking for guidance, but they really fall within, and I'm sure you wouldn't want to proceed like without some guidance from us, but you don't think you need a vote from us, do you? Or if you do, we're happy to give
Only
it to you.
agreement to bring it to the full committee. I don't know if you want to vote on that or not.
We'll just bring it to the full committee. We don't need to vote
And
on
will-
it. I don't think we need to vote on that.
Will you want to vote from the full committee?
Oh,
Yeah.
just so we can say that we approve, the policy subcommittee approves of it. Is that what you're saying?
I think that I don't need a vote from the two of you to put it on the school committee agenda, but I believe you are talking about adopting this as a real school committee policy, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you were asking kind of about the procedure end of things.
Oh,
Which kind of the decision about whether or not to do opt-out or, you know, whether to just make them available, you know, those things, I think the policy kind of sets the direction and then you all can figure out. I mean, thank you for asking for our guidance, but you don't, unless you would like a vote from us or from the full committee, then I think that the procedure of how it's done kind of lies with your team.
I think what I would appreciate is the support or at least, you know, consensus from the committee that you do not want an opt-out.
Okay, great.
That would be helpful just because when Derek hears from the families who prefer to not have these available,
Yeah,
I
yeah, some
have
backup.
the full force of the committee behind me
Yeah.
when I say.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll have some motion prepared that's about our support of making them available without any kind of opt-out.
Okay,
A
thank you. That would,
barrier-free policy, so to speak.
that would be appreciated. Thank you.
Terrific.
Okay.
And then the cell phone policy. And the only change I have to it is I did get guidance from Liz from Mask about what to code it, but do we have any other issues related to the cell phone policy to discuss?
I have nothing to discuss related to the cell phone policy.
All right, great. Well, short meeting then. I would, unless there's
We're
something
just,
else.
can I just confirm we're advancing cell phone policy for a final read?
Yep,
Okay, and then the last thing, section G.
Yep.
Where that got voted, am I correct? That went for a second read?
Yes.
it did, yeah. And I think after that, I got some feedback from someone that was pointing out some typos and things that we missed because we might have been moving a little fast. So we might have to revisit it for those types of reasons, but.
And
They-
revisiting with typos, honestly, is not a big deal. Like, we don't have to go through the whole first read, second read thing to fix a typo.
Yeah, I
as
think
far
we
as
can assume that, but there were some things about, well, there were some things about language, but I think we agreed that, I think we, at a previous time, we voted to basically update the language throughout. So I think there was something in there about
Were there
assuming
genders? Gender references?
husband and wife things for like benefits related to marriage or whatever.
Yeah.
So, things like that. So if you all don't think we need to bring it back for stuff like that, I can just work with Christine and Lauren to point out those things that need to be updated. And
Yeah, I would
great.
think the only time we would need to bring it back to revisit is if in trying to change a typo, it seems like we're changing any sort of intent. Yeah. But I can't imagine that would happen, but you never know. We just need to be aware when we're doing it.
Okay.
Yep,
Great.
absolutely. And section I, I'm almost to the end.
Okay.
I'm
Great.
almost there. And then Liz and I share a Google Doc. So anything that I sort of ask questions about, she responds to me.
Oh,
And
good.
then, so I promise I will be on the next subcommittee or the next, not May, June. It will be on the school committee agenda.
All right, great. We're
Great.
getting there. We're getting there, right? We don't have too many letters left. I'm just looking to see.
Just long ones.
Don't
is the
look, Glenn, don't look.
Oh no, they're super long.
No, don't tell me, Glenn. No, that's mean. Don't
Well,
look.
at least when we get to L, there's only 4 policies, so that'll be a nice.
Oh, great. Yeah, the problem is between I and L, there's a lot of policies.
Yeah, there are.
That's all right. We'll
get there. Just keep
power
plugging along.
Yeah, we're moving, so that's good. Okay.
All right, so then I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
I second it. Any discussion?
I'm a yes.
Amy's a yes and I'm a yes, so that carries, and we adjourn at 11:15 a.m.
Awesome.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
both.
Thanks.
All right.
All
See
right.
ya.
Bye.